Hello everybody, welcome back to World of Warship Blitz for another how-to video, and this is a how-to the cage. Now the cage is a high tier map with a single cap in the middle. I have never seen the cage appear in any battle that doesn't have at least one tier 8 ship, so it's sort of like a tier 8 map. Like all center control maps, you suffer badly if you attempt to outflank it, because as a circle it doesn't really have flanks. And sometimes you can be successful if a destroyer gets round the back and starts to harass the enemy, especially if they're distracted. But more often than not, a flanking manoeuvre is a great way to put yourself at a disadvantage. There is two ways to earn points: grabbing the cap or killing ships. Preferably both is the right approach. However, they do both. At least you need to be in the cap, and as you can see, the enemy's getting pretty close. That Shimakaze slides over the line, puts a halt to it. I slide over the line. Now this circle is actually not that big, so it's big enough for destroyers to sort of hide on the far side of it, but most other ships are quite visible. The Shimakaze has gone and beached himself, so I will try and put some fire where I believe he will turn out. So I'm poking my nose out from in front of the island. So really, for this, like most games, bring the ships together so that you can focus fire. So if you get a clump of enemy ships on the far side, this game can be a real pain. But as you can see, they've split up a little bit. They're still fairly closely clumped together, and the destroyers are coming around the outside trying to find their way in. They'll do some damage, but as long as the team focus fire them, they won't last very long. So that gearing is, he's getting a lot of attention. I've got attention from something big, but I am staying in the cap. Now, because I'm the only tier 9 cruiser and essentially a tier 10 match, I am not going to put my nose out too far from behind this island, because I'm a priority target. And as long as I'm in the cap, we will earn points. So I may not be earning much points by doing damage, but I'm certainly good for my team by making sure that the cap doesn't get taken by the enemy. Yeah, so basically it's a case of trying to punish ships that make a foray into the cap, like this gearing. Now he's going to probably try and fire his torpedoes, but I'm end on, I'm behind an island. He smokes up because, well, he didn't like the attention he was getting. Well, there goes his torpedoes. So he's trying to flush us out, but unfortunately that's sort of like a desperation spread, really. Even one torpedo wouldn't have been a major issue, because I'm staying very tight behind this island, because on the far side the enemy battleships are clumped and they will quite badly punish this ship. So fortunately our destroyer seems to have taken out their destroyer, so their destroyer caught between what looks like a cruiser, a battleship and a destroyer. Their destroyer really didn't stand a chance. He's turned away, so that's a miss. So really, yeah, I mean, dying in the cap is the same as not being in the cap, if that makes sense. So if you're waiting outside the cap like that cruiser down below or that destroyer, yeah, you can't help hold it. And for ships, if the enemy starts to outnumber you in the cap, then you're at risk of losing it. And you can see that we are starting to lose it now. So we are at risk of them taking the capture zone off us, which has happened. So they've actually managed to get enough people to force us out. So I think they'll have 3 to our 2. However, we have to stay in here, because when one more ship comes inside, well, actually one ship came inside and one of their ships got sunk, and as you can see, that brings the cap back online. So really, yeah, this is just a typical cage game, long range sniping, trying to avoid torpedoes. An aircraft carrier does reduce the visibility, increase the visibility, so it means destroyers can't hide in the cap as much. But essentially, the right way to play this game is pretty much what we're doing. We are using our advantage in, well, we've got an advantage of numbers here, but previously we had a force advantage, and yeah, just making sure that we can continue to rake up points. And as you can see, although they've taken 3 of our battleships down, they only have 272 points. We have 678, and a lot of that is from the fact that we have held the capture area. I'm just trying to add my firepower into this clump so that we can finish off this Montana, keep him distracted. Ouch, that hurt. But yeah, the Shimakaze will probably do the business on him if he doesn't get finished off beforehand. And our cruiser from the far end completed the business and took him out. So that is the cage, very much like the Golden Channel, just a lot more violent because the ships are much higher tier, shoot much further. Yeah, so all the tactics in the Golden Channel actually apply in the cage, except, yeah, expect to get a lot more damaged. Anyway, as you can see, we sort of had an average score, but then again, it was pretty much against 10 tier ships. Most of my damage was from guns, with a good chunk of from fire, and that was, yeah, it was just basically a gun emplacement. Anyway, hope you found that educational. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.